2 balls and a strike to count on Taylor. Reyes fires, swinging a drive, deep left field. This is way back. Walk Ray Taylor.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into DodgerHeads, presented by DodgerBlue.com, part of the Blue Wire Podcast Network. My name is Jeff Spiegel, joined again by Daniel Starkand, Scott Geirman, and guys, I mean, what's not to get excited about? We have yet another minor league signing to discuss. Steven Duggar. Daniel, scale of 1 to 10. Are we at a 12 over there?
Oh, we're at a 15, baby. This is the move that puts, the Dodgers over the top this year. I'm telling you.
Scott,
no, just to be clear, I'm not being serious when I say that.
Scott, Steven Duggar, 2021 was his best year, 106 weighted runs created plus, while with the Giants, an OPS of about 770 almost. Above average defense, I believe, according to StatCast, he was 78th percentile in outs above average, 75th percentile in arm strength, 85th percentile in speed. So we get the profile. This is a guy essentially like a Jason Hayward type flyer. You think he could, or I should say, more like Bradley Zimmer, probably. Like, you know what he can give you defensively. The biggest question is he any good offensively? We saw 1 year, again, above average. Since then, it's been bad. Last year, 3 different teams, a 28 weighted runs created plus. That might have been worse than Bradley Zimmer's numbers. I'm not sure. But, Scott, I mean, is there any chance this guy makes the Major League roster come opening day?
I don't think so. He says a minor league contract. So I really don't think he makes the roster opening day. This is more of just like they did last year, providing the Dodgers with options, like guys who have been in the major leagues before, provide them, maybe a runway. And if there's an injury there, they could plug guys who have actually been there instead of having to pull from minor league depth. I think that's such a problem around Major League Baseball. Teams want to dip into their minor league depth just for a spot guy or something like that. So it's just another Andrew Friedman. Let's have a guy waiting in the wings in AAA, somebody we could just call up, give him a little bit of time if needed.
Yeah, I mentioned Zimmer, by the way. Zimmer's weighted runs created plus last year was 26. He hit 124 with a 207 on base and a 229 slug with a 38.5% strikeout rate. You go over to Duggar, again, who we're talking about today, a 28 weighted runs created plus. In 80 plate appearances, he had a strikeout rate of 51.2. That was Steven Duggar last year. Season.
Yeah.
Struck out more than half of his of his at-bats last season. Daniel, I mean, are you with Scott? Is this just like the next Kevin Pillar, a guy who's going to live at AAA for most, if not all of the season, and maybe get called up if the Dodgers get desperate?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Like, I see when the Dodgers make signings like this, like people get mad like on Twitter and stuff that they're like not making bigger moves. But like realistically, there's no downside to any of these like small minor league signings. Like Scott said, like these are guys who we'll see what he does in spring training. Likely even if he, goes off in spring training, he's still going to start the year in AAA. We saw that last year with Jake Lamb. We've seen it with other guys in the past. He's going to go to AAA, and if he does well, maybe he gets an opportunity at some point. Maybe he doesn't. It doesn't really matter. But when I first like saw this signing, I actually was like kind of not excited, but I was like, oh, like that guy's pretty good. And then I realized I was thinking of a different Giants guy, like I was thinking of Austin Slater, who's actually hit lefties really well. But on the Giants, they're all the same guy as far as I'm concerned. But then I looked up Duggar's numbers, and as you just stated, they're awful. So my excitement level came down. But yeah, this is just a minor league deal. No harm, no foul. Who knows? Maybe he goes to AAA and goes off and becomes something. But if he doesn't, then whatever.
I always like to think, like, what do the people in Oklahoma City think when we say this? We're like, who cares if this guy sucks? He'll be down in Oklahoma City.
They're going to be watching.
And there's people that are like, we've got to watch this guy for the next 6 months. Like, we freaking care if these guys suck or not. But I do think it's a positive. Look, the fact that he has, at one point in his life, been an above-average offensive player at the major league level, while also proving he can be above average defensively at a premium position, because I do believe he plays center field as well. Like, those are the types of people that it's like, why not? Like, it's the Jason Hayward thing. Do I think Jason Hayward's going to be an all-star this year? Of course not. But we've seen Jason Hayward do it at least at some point. Bradley Zimmer used to be a top prospect. We have seen these guys do it. The alternative is like the guy Yanni Hernandez or whoever who they traded for, where it's like, we've never seen this guy do anything. I would much rather swing on a minor league deal for Duggar or Zimmer or Hayward rather than go out and sign a guy who hasn't proven anything. As we've all said, this cost them nothing but a little bit of money. And when I say a little bit of money, if you know what minor leaguers make, it is truly a little bit of money. And so why not? At the very least, he can come in and play a competent defensive center field. He might be one of the worst offensive players, him and Zimmer, if they perform like they did last year. But if they don't, then it's found money. And if not, then it costs you nothing. So
yeah,
let us go ahead, Scott.
Last thing, and if people just piggyback up with Danielson, people see these signings. Something to important here is that if these guys get to spring training and there's another team around Major League Baseball that needs an outfielder, that just a guy, they'll make a trade for this. And this costs the Dodgers nothing but a minor league deal. And you can go get a minor leaguer with ridiculous team control for something you just took a flyer on. Like you can make a move. Like these are important dart throws. All of them are. Like a guy catches fire, you can make a move for these guys and trade them out. And it's a big deal. It's way bigger than people think.
Jake Lamb, perfect example, came up, performed, got traded to the Mariners. I don't know if that trade ever got completed. I know at the time it was player to be named later or cash, but either way, why not? It costs you nothing. So let us know. I mean, maybe there's somebody in the comments below that's a big Steven Duggar believer, thinks this guy's going to be
family, maybe.
his mom.
It's going to be you, Danny.
Yeah, exactly. Let us know what you think below. Again, it's a minor league deal. It costs nothing. Just remember that. Put that in perspective. He's not taking a 40-man roster spot. He's not hogging some of that precious luxury tax money that everybody's so worried about. None of that. This is purely a risk-free flyer. That's Daniel. That's Scott. As always, we appreciate you joining us. Enjoy the new year, and we'll see you afterwards. We'll see you in 2023, as crazy as it sounds. But still, even then, we'll be saying, go Dodgers.